Hey there, welcome back from the brand new year. Today is 2022 and we're glad that you're joining us once again. It's a brand new year and we're blessed to have you. And today we're going to discuss something amazing. But before we do that, let's take this break and we'll be right back. Welcome back from this break. Like I said, today we're going to talk about the hot tips of how you can spice up your bedroom sex life and have an incredible romantic sex. You see, God created us male and female, and He designed marriage that a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, in the context of marriage, to enjoy sex. Let me read for you 1 Corinthians chapter 7 from verse 3 to 5. Listen what he says.
The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. The wife's body does not belong to her alone, but also to her husband. In the same way, the husband's body does not belong to him alone, but to his wife. Do not deprive each other.
The Bible even goes and tells you, do not deprive each other. That means God designed sex for us to enjoy, for the married to enjoy sex. Now, today, we're going to share with you those tips. How can you increase, how can you have that incredible sex? What you should do to have an incredible sex. Because see, sex is not just about reaching the climax. They call it orgasm. It's not about reaching the climax. But sex is a connection. It's a deep connection and emotional feelings you're going to have for each other. So you're not going to do things like you're running fast. So sit and relax, because number one, if you want to have a credible sex life in your marriage, always remember this. Start with the foreplay. You see, we are talking about bedroom thing right now. So PGB is strictly marriage. Have a foreplay. You see, with foreplay, I mean, when you plan that you're going to have sex, maybe in Christmas, or now this is New Year, you say we're having Valentine's Day, or even 3 days time from now, make sure you start the process today, because sex is in your mind. Start the foreplay. Talk about it, during that time. Send a sweet message. Say, I love you. You see, you're looking sweet. I like it when you do it in the other way. Bring that moment where somebody that's feeling, it's like, you see what? I love you when you're putting on the other short dress of yours, the other nighties, the white one. Bring that foreplay. Talk those dirty talks. Bring the flirting. I know people like flirting on Facebook, on WhatsApp. Some of you flirt with your girlfriends. Flirt with your wife. Flirt with your husband. Tell them those nasty and dirty things that can, build the urge. By the time, if you said that you're going to have it this evening, by the time you reaches home, if there are no children, God forbid, the next you will report to me later what happened. Because trust me, you came when you are fired up. Why? Because of foreplay. And remember, that will give you more urge to even feel like having it each and every time. So remember to always start the foreplay. The foreplay can even be just, relaxing and say, let's go, let's hold some, let's take a walk somewhere. As we talk about the things, like you build up a mood. Foreplay has so many things. You can even have the kissing, the caressing, the massage. All those are what? Foreplay that you do before you rush. Guys, please don't rush. We are not in Usain Bolt. We are not going fast. Take it nice and slow. So start from the foreplay. Because number two, you see, sex is a connection.
Have the
Emotional connection. That's why I say when you start with the foreplay, the emotional connection is going to come, because see, you are connecting with your spouse. You're not connecting with a stranger. It's your wife, it's your husband. You're going to take time. You're going to sit and relax. You're going to have that time to even talk about it. You're going to share the moment together. You're going to connect intimacy. Before you go deep down there, make sure you have that connection. Be on the same page. Let everyone be on the same page. Not just you are going to, for us men, we are very fast in doing things. Things come and you are like, I want to finish. You're not running anywhere. So quality time that you set together with your spouse will help you to build that emotional connection together. Number three,
set the mood.
Yes.
When you want to have romantic sex in your marriage, set that mood that will make you feel that this is the right moment. Make sure that you put aside anything that will distract you from the moment. For example, if you have your phone there and people are texting you, sending you message after time and time, put it aside, switch off your TV, you make the room look like it is the day that you've set. For example, make sure that you keep your surrounding clean. In your bedroom, you can set it like you want to have a date. You make it like a date room. You set those beautiful candles, those candles that can make you be in the mood. You put the lights, you make your room have those colored lights, the one which is dim, not so much bright. You keep it calm, and with that, you and your partner will experience the ambience, the good ambience to have this romantic sex.
I love the mood, because once you set that tone, you will have that incredible romance sex, because you see, for us who watch football, it's crazy, especially just take for instance that you are in the mood, right? And from nowhere the TV is on, and by choice or by default, Arsenal is playing Tottenham, and boom, we score a goal. Chief, you will jump because you have scored. Why? Because you love that. Now you see what you've done. You've killed off. If you are in that mood that you are about to start the journey of discovery, every mood is gone. So it is key, guys. Make sure everything is lit up. The fourth one is about communication. We talked about in our last episode about communication. You see, you're going to communicate. Mm-hmm. Even in sex, you must communicate. Because you see, you are having an intimacy connection with your wife, with your husband. You need to communicate. Communicate is you talk about what makes that person feel good. Should I go a little bit deeper? Should I take it slow? Communicate. What do you like?
The shallow, the sweet.
Yes, the shallow, the sweeter. The deeper, the better. What does your spouse like? Ask them. Do you like it when I do it like this? Or do you like it, we try? Should we try the kitchen? Remember, plates are there. You will break the plates. Should we try the sitting room? Communicate. You're just having sex with and even animals communicate. Have you watched, okay, if you go to the zoo, you'll talk about that, but have you watched animals? Some animals, they talk. Now, you is your wife, this is your husband. Communicate with them. Let them understand what makes you feel good. What do you feel? How should it be done? Do it like this. I love to hear that sound that you make. That you're communicating. As the process goes on, you're communicating. Because see, at the end of the day, you are not going to rush into what? Into a finish line. So remember to always communicate with your partner. During that moment, talk, share. Don't just focus. You're focused as if you came for business proposal. Who told you that? It's your wife. Have that time. It's you and your wife. So always communicate. And for me, the next one I love, because in communication, you should always remember to make contact. The next one is making contact, because see, when you're having sex with your wife or your husband, learn to make contact, high contact. You see, if you want to get the deep intimacy with somebody, look right into the eye.
Seriously?
Yes, look into the eye. You see how they're feeling, how it feels when you're with them, how you feel when you are there, when you are taking it nice and slow. Because see, at the end of the day, the contact you're going to make will bring them closer. It will make you feel vulnerable with them. Because see, when you're vulnerable with each other, you're going to discover so many things, that this person likes this. Even making contact is about touching. Which part does your spouse want you to touch? Right? Which part? Those things. So make sure you have the contact. Look right into the eye. In the process, don't get off your eye. Somebody can close, fine, let them close eye, but the focus is there must be a contact where you feel. Others' contact can be, cuddling, hold them tight, right? Hold them tight. That's part of it. With that, I can tell you, you are going to have an incredible sex life. And the next one.
Turn the lights on.
Yes.
To have an incredible sex, make sure that your light is always on. It might not, you may get an option. If you see that you have those too much bright light in your room, you can change to those lights which are so calm, which are you can decide maybe to use a phone light, you can decide to use a lamp, those calm lamp with the colors. You put it there on your table in the bedroom. You use those light which has different colors, red, blue, any color that you wish, to keep that mood and to make you have romantic sex. Don't always switch off your light, because it is loving when you're seeing your partner, when you're seeing them directly, not in the darkness. Maybe you want to touch this part and you can't. You touch again a different part, because everywhere is dark, the room is dark.
I can imagine. True that, true.
So keep your light on.
It's true.
And another one.
It's true, it's true, it's true.
Art of touch. See?
You see, I love the lighting, because how do you start having sex in dark, really? How do that happen? If you can eat in the light, why don't you eat what God gave you in the darkness? So, for me, even put floodlights, if you can. But what I'm saying is, let it be open. He's your wife, he's your husband. I mean, that's why you say, for me, I can't feel my wife, I can't feel my husband, because you are in darkness. Guys, make it look romantic. For what God has given you, celebrate. Remember, you are celebrating each other. You're celebrating. The Bible is talking about that her body is your body. My body is her body. You're celebrating. You're going to celebrate. Have you gone for a celebration where people are celebrating in the dark? Does it exist? No. Celebrate in light. The act of touch is another amazing trick that you can use. You see, every woman and every man has something that they like when it comes to bed affairs, when it comes to sex. My question would be, do you know what your husband or wife like when it comes to the touch? Others want you to kiss their forehead. Others want to give them the deepest kiss ever. Others want you to kiss them on their neck. I mean, others want to they have different touches. Now, you should have known that kind of touch from the love language we talked about some time back. Because the art of touch is very key, is the most precious thing, because you need to know, what does your wife likes? Which kind of touch, which kind of areas does she want to touch? Because not all areas are sensitive. Some women might want to touch their hair, and she feels good. Some will want to touch their hair, and she feels nice. Some you want them to touch their feet, and it feels nice. Others want you to touch that part she loves most, and she feels nice. Yeah? My question, you might touch the head, hold the behind, they'll slap you. You'll be like, my wife, when I touch her, she slaps me, because chief, you don't know where to touch. Huh? Touch. Yeah? You get the point? You must have the right touch. We don't have any book about art of touch. The book you can read in the art of touch is your love language. Once you know what your spouse like, I can tell you, you will touch the right part. Because, you see, touch brings more of that lost hope. Because some of you say, you see, I have lost interest in my wife. I've lost interest in this. I can't have this. You know, it feels bored. Ask yourself, are you doing the right thing? Like you start blaming your spouse that she's bored on bed? Are you touching her right? Or you're just coming from your bed, from your work, you drop your bag, you shower, you say, madam, turn your back, we start these things. Really? You can't have that. You never have a romantic sex. Sex is patient. And that's why I love the last one. My last one, my most favorite one. Enjoy the moment.
Enjoy that moment, like in our marriage retreat, when we are planning for our wedding, the people who came to teach us. I remember the last person who taught about sex. The last thing was, now you've gone through all this lesson, now go and enjoy
yourself. So it's true, when you're having sex with your partner, with your husband or your wife, remember this, to always enjoy the moment. Don't rush. That's why you would say start with the foreplay. When you start the foreplay, you're setting the mood. When you're setting the mood, learn to communicate. When you learn to communicate with them, you have a proper way of touching. Know where they want to touch, right? If you know where to touch, always don't touch in darkness. Make sure you have lights on. Now that the lights are on, Chief, don't rush, my brother. Take time. Relax. Take it nice and slow. Does she like it nice and slow? Take your time, because see, some would say, you see, my husband only goes for 1 minute. He's finished, like he's done. You see, when you're enjoying the moment, when you see that you are about to reach that moment, and yet your wife has just started. Relax, pause, come back, and start a nice talk. Bring in some nice romantic talk to cool you down, to cool all that you began down. Why? Because you want to cross the finish line together. Men, I know this is very hard when you're about to come. I know it is hard. But let me tell you, you can do that. You can first pause, think about how we lost the game. Pause and think about how the problem you are going through. If you want to stop from what? I'm giving a simple clue what you can do. Because the beauty of when you come together, oh goodness Lord, that moment will be beautiful. From us and from a Love Beat family, we care about you and we want you to have the best sex life. God gave that sex to us, the marriage, to enjoy it. Enjoy this beautiful sex. I can tell you, you will live long in this marriage. I hope this has been a blessing to you.
Yes, we have a beautiful love gift t-shirt that we are selling. If you're taking it as couples, you pay 55,000, and if you're buying it for yourself, it's only at 35,000. It is coming from the Love Beat, and we enjoy seeing people loving themselves because God commanded us to love and to be loved. So show love for someone and make it a blessing to someone. We love you all. Stay blessed
and stay in love.